Hi everybody. Today we're going to do a pretty simple repair on a Galaxy Samsung Tablet 3, the Tab 3. This is a pretty easy repair to do. I've done a few of these now down at my store. On this particular model, the digitizer is not glued to the LCD, so they're pretty easy to swap right out. This one is cracked across here and a little bit of breakage down here on the bottom. So, alright, let's get this started. Like I said, this one's pretty easy to do. Honestly, the hardest part always with this tablet is getting this first back cover off. Sometimes it's hard to get the spudger in there. If you've never done one of these repairs before, or if you are using plastic spudgers, I recommend these in every video. These metal spudgers are about $3 for two of them out of China. They work a whole lot better than those blue plastic ones that come in a lot of the LCD kits. So basically, stick one in the side here and start prying up, and there's so many tabs that this thing connects on. It's really ridiculous how overkill this one is, but normally I go a little bit slower, but this one is mine and not for a customer, so we'll just kind of go through it real quick. Okay, once we've gotten all the way around, I'm going to take that off, and we've got all this stuff. Set that over there for a minute. And here's where it gets kind of easy, because from here, if you can just stick your fingernail right in the side, or if you can't get a fingernail in, you can just kind of stick a spudger right in the side between this bezel and this glass, and you can pop this sideways now, just like that. I did this one before I actually started the video, but that'll pop right loose like that. And once you do that, you kind of do the same thing all the way around. And I guess it doesn't really matter if you break the glass, because we're going to replace that, but try not to break the glass too much, because it can make it a great big pain to change it. Now, there we go. Okay, just a little bit more. There we go. So now, this is what we end up with. You don't need to take anything else off. You can leave the motherboard, you can leave the battery, depending on what you're doing. This is glued under this white area on all four sides, and some of you that have done these before are going to want to use like a hair dryer, or some people use a shrink wrap gun to heat this up. And if you're going to use a shrink wrap gun, probably go ahead and take that battery off, because it's explosive. And if you take the battery off, it's just a couple of screws here, 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 and undo this connection. I'm not going to use any heat, so I'm not going to worry about that. But this digitizer, you're going to have to take off this one flex cable, and it's right here. So just pop under the side a little bit and flip that up, and there you go. Now with this, usually I apply heat. I'm not going to bother here, so let's see if I can actually get this off here or not. But I'm going to start right in the side here. Here we go. And just, if you can see, I came in the side just a little bit, and you can see the spudger through this. Now be careful not to hit that LCD down there. If you hit that LCD, you're going to be pretty mad when you're buying another one. So just slide right around, and if it goes tight, like this corner feels kind of tight, so I'm going to slow down just a little bit at the corner. Actually, sometimes it's helpful to, let me grab a guitar pick. Sometimes it's helpful to put something in as a placeholder. So we'll hold this bottom, and then I'll actually go back up to the top and I'll go around that way, and it can loosen some more of this up. And heating these up actually makes this significantly easier, but see, I didn't power this down. I'm going to kind of try to use some gravity to my benefit here and just pull down with this. Real careful, like, don't put any pressure on the spudger towards that LCD, because if you hit that LCD, it's done. Now, as you see, because I've done a few of these, you can see that I barely have the spudger even down there by that LCD. You can barely see it in there. So, if you can do that, that's even better. Okay, we're just gonna, whoops, see high glass, that pressure just shattered that. So, watch for that. All the time, this stuff flies up at my face. I wear glasses, so it doesn't usually get in my eye, but sometimes. Okay. Not to mention, I usually wind up with a couple of cuts. Okay, now I'm going to just press this button and make sure that everything... Come on, button. Yep, I haven't nicked the LCD quite yet, so that's good news. Now, I'm going to stick another one of these guitar picks in this side. I don't know if you can see this, but there's actually glass dust down here now. So kind of watch out for that kind of stuff when you do this. But okay, so we're going to start back on this side. See if I can get this back under this digitizer. And there we go. And there we go, and that let me bring that back up to this corner. Now we can come all the way down here, and there's not a whole lot left. Looks like I'm down to this bottom corner. Now, this corner, because it's broken, is a little bit harder to handle. So we're actually going to go back to where we started. And the rest of this tablet is separated, so that's good. Because now we're able to kind of pry up just a little bit more. Oops, I pressed back down up here. There we go. And being able to pry just a little bit helps just enough to pull on some of this. And there we go. There we go. So now we've got the glass nice and cleaned off. Now, just separate this. Okay. I'm trying to be careful here, and actually if you see this black tape, this double-sided sticky tape, I'm going to try to recover some of that and put it back on real fast. It's usually a lot more effective than the junk that they send on the new ones. So if I seem like I'm going kind of fast, like I said, I've done a few of these before, so take your time, make sure you don't break that glass. Now, if you see this, everything's good, so I'm going to try my best not to touch that LCD, because I don't want to try to Windex it. I guess I can if I get it dirty, but I'm just going to stick some of this tape back down. You can kind of use the spudger to get there. And don't worry about being completely lined up, because we can line it up as we go along here. So most of these new replacement parts are gonna come with new tape. That new tape, trust me, usually just makes one or another spot stick up, and then 2 or 3 days afterwards, you've got this big chunk screen that's not sticking down. And if you do these for other people, they're going to come back and ask you what you did wrong, and it's nothing you did, it's just that the part you bought had some junk tape. So there's a warning for that. I'm actually going to tear this piece. It's not going to matter. Almost there. Now, I want to point out, on yours you'll see, there's a thing right here. So there's a little hole here, there's a camera here, but next to it there's this little thing. And you don't want to cover that up. So make sure that you don't cover this right here. There's 2 little holes, and you want to make sure you don't put any tape on that. We're getting there. You know, I've been sitting here this whole time wondering what that beeping was while I'm making the video, because I thought it was my camera that's recording, and I've just come to realize that it's this tablet because its battery is pretty low. So, who would have figured? I can fix them, but I don't know why they beep. Okay, well, that's the hard part. Alright, so now let's just throw the new part on there. And this part's super simple, as long as I have it clean. So here's the new part, and I brought this down to my apartment from my store, so I've got some stuff taped up, and it's kind of a mess. But I don't want to get my fingerprints on it too bad, but if you see this tape that they sent, this tape is really not the best looking stuff. I'm just going to give this a good wipe on my shirt, so hang on a second. Doesn't seem to be anything on here, but I kind of want to triple check here. I don't want to be taking this off in 3 days because there's a fingerprint. So, okay, so here's the new digitizer. And we find our button. We're going to stick our button right back on here. Sits just like that. Just like that. And we're going to make sure our button is sitting flat in here. And then you can just set it down. And this one's not quite lining up like I want it to. Plug it in. We're just going to check all the buttons seem to work pretty well. That corner's working. The contact seems to be working. Okay, I'll peel this piece of tape off the front. And let's go ahead and lock the screen. I want to slide it just a, whoops. I want to slide it just a little bit more. And but that tape will pretty much hold it down. Now, I want to also know the first time I did one of these, it was just an awful time. I got the thing back on, and once I got it back on there, you put this bezel on because we took it off first. Then we put this on, and when I pressed down, it actually shattered that brand new digitizer that I had just put in. So what we learned from that is we're going to try to put this on first. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Sometimes they're just temperamental. So they just slide in, but they're really, some of the spots are really sticky, and you've got to really press at a kind of a strange angle to get these to go. I don't know why. Alright, so now we've got that. We can just take this, and we know that the camera lines up there, and we can just press this back in. And just like that. And it's mostly going to snap right in. And then it looks like we're all set. So that's how you change these out on the Samsung Galaxy Tab 3. I guess that's all for this time. So join the channel, send requests for other videos, and see you next time.